Hello coders, in one of the previous videos, I demonstrated that how can we write a C++ program, then how to save it, compile it and execute it, and we saw the output hello world. So in today's video, I will try to explain each and every line that what it does. So let's get started. So first thing is that we need to write our code, and in order to write our code, we need a text editor. So there are various text editors that are available. So one of the editor is your Sublime Text, then we have Atom, Visual Studio Code. So these are some of the popular editors. You can use any of your favorite editor that you like. So first of all, before writing the program, it is recommended that you save the file. So you need to provide the file name first of all, and then you must provide the extension. So by this extension, the compiler will understand that it is a C++ program. So just like for different files, you have different extensions, like for PDF, you have .pdf extension. For your Word document files, you have .doc extension. So extension gives the hint to the particular software that what kind of file it is. So for our C++ compiler to understand that what kind of file it is, so we want to tell our compiler that I am feeding you a C++ program. So in that case, we need to provide this extension .cpp. Hope this point is clear. So we'll save our file. So once our file is saved, we will start writing our code. So if you remember from the last video, we have written something called hash include IOStream. Now what is the meaning of this line? IOStream, sorry. So what is the meaning of this line? Now any of the instruction that starts with hash, these instructions are for the module called preprocessor. So before your program actually goes to the compiler, there is a module called preprocessor which replaces these hash include lines. So this is a command for the preprocessor. These kind of lines are also called as preprocessor directive because it gives direction to the preprocessor to do a particular task. So in this case, what task does the preprocessor does? The preprocessor takes the content of this input output stream header file. Actually this IOStream is a header file which contains all the predefined structures and functions, okay, using which we can perform input output in our this program. So in order to make our C++ program work, we need to use something called library functions, and these library functions are present in the header files. So the preprocessor will include the content of this file and paste it in our program. So this is the purpose of this hash include line. So this is also called as as I told you, preprocessor directive. Now every C++ program has a starting point. So that starting point is main function. So int main. So what is the meaning of this line? Main is the name of the function, and this function is reserved for the C++ compiler. You cannot have any other function having the name main. So our C++ program will begin its execution at this main function, and after the entire function is executed, it will return an integer value. That's why we have given here int. After that, so in the next line, the starting of the main function is denoted by the start brace, and the ending of the main function is denoted by this close brace. So these are just the boundary of the main function. So now we will perform some output. We will write some output on the screen. As you remember from the last video, we have written something called hello world. So whatever you are seeing here under this double quote, this is called a string. This is called a string. So whatever you write inside this string, it will get printed on the terminal as it is. Terminal, in Linux we call it terminal, and just like terminal, you have something called command prompt in your Windows operating system. And then semicolon. So this semicolon acts like a statement terminator. So it terminates this statement. That means your compiler, how the compiler will come to know that where this line ends. So this semicolon tells that this particular statement ends at this point. So that's why we need to provide semicolon. So this is a very simple program. And then finally we give the command here return 0. That means once our program has completely executed, this function is executed, it returns the value 0. If your program executes successfully, then the return value to this main is 0. Even if you do not provide this return value, this is only a special case for main function. Even if you don't provide this return 0, still your program will compile and execute properly. So now let us understand what is the meaning of this line. this line is cout. Cout means it is, by this by reading this word you can understand that out means you have to perform some output. Okay, so the full name of this is console out. So in the console it will print this particular string. So if I save this file and now I open my terminal, so first of all I have to locate in which directory I've kept my this particular file hello.cpp. So I will choose the directory cd. So first of all I'll see that where it is exactly present. So first of all I will select my desktop folder, cd desktop, and inside the desktop folder I have something called cpp folder. So there I have stored my program, so desktop/cpp. So the moment I hit enter, I'll just go to the directory where I have stored my file. Now I'll press ls, or I will type ls and hit enter. So you can see this is the program which you have written right now and saved it. So hello.cpp. Now in order to compile this, so this program right now our machine cannot understand this because it is high level program, right? This is understood by human beings but not by machine. So first of all we need to compile this program. Now we will write here G++. So G++ is the name of the C++ compiler. So there are various compilers for C++. So one of the most popular compiler is here G++. After writing this we put a space here and then we type the file name hello.cpp. So by this extension our compiler, our C++ compiler understands that you are feeding a C++ program to the compiler. The moment you hit enter, so it gives some error message. So it says that cout was not declared in this scope. So did you mean std : cout? That means it is giving us the hint that we need to write here std : Now why it is like this? This cout is an object whose purpose is to print something on the screen, and this is a operator. The name of this operator is insertion operator. That means it will insert the data which is present in the right side of this cout. So this is your insertion operator. It will insert the data which is present in the right side of this operator. So this cout is an object which is capable of putting the output on the terminal. Now why this std : std stands for your standard. That means this object is present in the standard namespace, and this 2 times colon is also known as the scope resolution operator. That means this cout is present inside the standard namespace. So now if I save the file and recompile it again, so the error vanishes now. So as you can see it very clearly, right? So in order to execute our program, so if you observe here carefully this side, okay, after the compilation, so if I just write ls and hit enter, you can see the executable code is present here, right? a.out. Now how to execute this? You will write here in Linux machine, you will write /a.out and hit enter. So if you see, this hello world is printed on the screen. So if you see here, it looks it doesn't looks even, right? So first, so if you want that this particular string should go to the next line, so we need to provide something called new line character. So this /n is new line character. You cannot write here new line and that you can expect that a new line will be printed. For that we use something called escape sequences, that is combination of a slash and a particular character. So this character n/n, this 2 set of character tells that we need to move to the new line. So if I save the file and if I run it again, so what do you think, what is going to happen? See, it didn't change. Why? Because we have made change to our high level program. Our machine code is not changed yet. Okay, it is not updated. So in order to update our machine code, we need to recompile it again. So for that we will compile our code again. So hit enter. Now our code gets compiled again. So if you run your program again, then now you can see that after this word, this particular string goes to the next line. So this /n is a white space character which just pushes everything to the next line. So if I just write this is a part after new line. So again if I put /n here, right, and again if I recompile it and run it, so you can see after the world, the next string that this is a part after new line moves into the new line, and since I have provided /n again here, then this particular string, that this whatever you're seeing here, moves to the next line, right? So this is a very simple C++ program. So every programmer, whoever starts coding, first of all starts with this small programs, and then they move into the higher programs. Okay, we create the bigger programs. So you need to understand first of all the basic programs, then only you should move into the large programs. So similarly we can put some more std cout statements. This is another line, this is another line. So you can just keep on printing. So there is a one more operator, or you can say one kind of manipulator that you can use, that is called your standard endl. So what is this endl? This will print new line and it will flush the output. So what is the meaning of flushing the output? That I will explain you little later. But if you do not want to use this /n, you can use this as well. And I told you about std endl because in many of the C++ program you might see this. So this also does the same thing. It has slight difference that I will explain you later. First thing is that it prints a new line and then it flushes the output buffer. So if you are not able to understand what is output buffer, I will explain you later on. Just stick on to this series, you will understand. By the end of this entire modules, you will understand that what is the meaning of this line. So std endl also does the same thing. So let's demonstrate. Let me demonstrate you. So if I print out something, let's say this is the insertion operator, this is a string, let's say this is a string. So I told you that whatever you write under the double quotes is called string, and this each individual letters that you are seeing is called character. Like this I is a character, this S is a character, and then this space is also a character, right? Then if you just put one more time insertion operator, so this is just like joining, it is joining the string with the new line. So you can write std endl. So if you just save the file and recompile it again, then it has the same behavior. It has the same behavior. In output you cannot see any kind of change, but internally there are certain subtle differences are there between /n and endl, right? And here again, if you want to put some, if you want to attach some more string, then you can, in the same line you can put the insertion operator again, and you can write again this is another string. So you can just keep on writing like this, right? You can keep on attaching the string as much as you want. So again, if I recompile it and run it, so you will see this is another string. Now this green color text does not go in the next line because I have not provided the /n character, right? So I hope that these points are clear. Now there is one more thing that you should understand. If I write here capital M here, then what happens? Let's see. So here I am writing, this is a text /n. Now if I save it and recompile it, so what it says, you see, okay, cout is not present in the standard namespace, so I will put a std : that is a scope resolution operator, save it again and recompile it. So what it is saying, it is a function main, but it did not execute, right? Our program did not execute successfully. Why? Because capital letter M and small letter m are distinct in C++ language. So we can say that C++ language is case sensitive. That means capital letters and small letters are treated differently by C++ programming language. Now let me write something here, okay? So if I write, let's say / and then this is a text I'm writing here. So let me compile this, okay? After saving this, let me compile this. So our program compiles successfully. Now if I execute this code, so it prints this is text, but this does not make any effect. So what is this? This is a comment actually. So a comment is used to document a program. That means if you are writing a particular line of code, let's say this line of code, so if somebody doesn't understand that what is the purpose of this particular line of code, then we provide information by writing comment. So you can write anything in the comment. You can write anything in the comment, but make sure that you are writing some sensible comment. Don't write anything, means it should be relevant to the program actually. So this kind of, whenever I write / and after that whatever I am writing, this gray text as you are seeing, this is called a single line comment. Now what if you want to write multi-line comment? So for that we write /* and okay, we can write multi-line comment. So if you observe here, even this our std cout also becomes, it also comes under the comment, multi-line comment. So this is, if this is the starting of the multi-line comment, then you have to close this multi-line comment like this, asterisk and then /. So this is a multi-line comment. That means you can put any number of lines, line 1, line 2 and so on. So this is your multi-line comment and this is your single line comment. So whenever you need to provide many line comment, then you have to use this multi-line comment, and whenever you need to just you need to provide the information and that is just a single line, then you can use single line comment. So I hope that comment is clear. Statement terminator, cout, this preprocessor directive, main function, C++, the case sensitivity of C++ programming language, and how to save it, how to compile it and run it. So I hope that these things are clear. So I hope that these things are very clear to you. If you have any doubt, then you can just drop your comment in the below the video. I will just try my best to answer your doubts. Thank you for watching.